It's the Swiftsure race, and we're blasting along, about 30 miles from home. At this rate, we'll be there in less than 2 hours. The winds are building, and there's a gale warning, but we should be home before it gets too bad. We might even make it home for dinner, which would be a first for us, as we normally finish this race in the middle of the night. But then, in an instant, we go from making it home in time for dinner to wondering if or how we're going to make it home at all. Okay, Phil, you can go up on jib. That's good. And then the rudder broke off and floated away behind us. And in an instant, we went from making it home in time for dinner to wondering how we're going to make it home at all. We weren't sinking, so there was no imminent risk to our lives, but there was a gale warning, and while we were previously likely to be back before it hit, that was much less likely now. The closest safe harbor in Souk was about 15 nautical miles downwind, but it has a complicated entrance that would be nearly impossible to navigate without proper steering. Victoria and Port Angeles were both about 30 nautical miles downwind. Thankfully, we had a solution. So we broke our rudder, and now we're steering back with a canoe paddle in the cassette. We got a jib up, main flake. This isn't the first time we've had to use emergency steering. A couple years back, we broke our rudder cassette near Race Rocks, and Andrew hand-steered with a canoe paddle while I constantly trimmed the jib and triple-reefed main to balance the boat. That was exhausting for Andrew, so afterwards, I drilled a couple of holes in the canoe paddle so it would mount in our cassette and reinforced the blade with glass and epoxy. This time, we're much further away, and there is much more wind and bigger waves, so hopefully the canoe paddle doesn't break before we get home. We made it safely into Victoria Harbour, and we had to sail right over the finish line to get there, so we actually finished the race. And we were welcomed with a nice warm bowl of soup on the safety inspection dock by the welcoming committee. I'm thankful to have had Andrew and Phil on board for their exceptional seamanship on this exceptional adventure. And I'm thankful that the sailing gods somehow compelled me to drill a couple of simple holes in that canoe paddle and reinforce the blade. I had no idea such a small thing would make such a big difference. Remember to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and watch this next video.